Guys, welcome back to another episode by Brand World to finally another day vlog. So you guys might be thinking that you guys just got me to 1,000 subscribers and I'm rewarding you guys with a day vlog. But no, I am currently planning a 1,000 subscriber video. Plus, you guys know I talked about phase 1 of my like movies and shows and everything. And then once I hit 1,000 subscribers, we're going to be starting phase 2. So Taco is joining us for this one as well. We will start that soon. I am currently in the process of making another short film to kick that off, and a 1,000 subscriber special video, because thank you guys so much. That I took some pictures of when I was at 999 999 subscribers, and then the next day I was at 1,000. So yeah, so that's actually like my biggest biggest YouTube milestone of all time, because you guys know I was really happy about like getting to like 150 way back then, and even getting to like 60,000 overall views, because that was like the population of the city I live in, and now I'm at almost 300,000 views. So thank you guys so much. You will see some big videos and stuff coming up. So definitely get pretty darn excited, including, of course, since Fortnite Season 5 is almost over, the results video for that, and that is going to be a lot bigger than Season 4, I can tell you that. But yeah, so you'll see when we get there. But for as of right now, I figured I would just get the boring stuff out of the way and get the day vlog done, because some of the stuff in this day vlog, honestly, I got, or it happened, or whatever, almost like a month ago. I can't even remember when the last day vlog was posted. But some of this stuff, it feels like a long time ago that it happened or I got it. So like starting off with this first couple things. First off, I got one new pop over here. I've actually really liked this pop. I just didn't want to pay full price for it, because the Vulture was one of my most favorite MCU villains, but not like top 3. Or probably top 3, but not good. I wasn't gonna get the pop. But again, about a month ago at my Target, they had a few pops on sale instead of like the regular like $8 price. They were selling a few for like $4. I think this guy was like $4.68 or something like that. Which for that much, I definitely got him. Of course, he's a Marvel one. Marvel and DC, Marvel and Star Wars always are bobbleheads. But yeah, so I mean, really cool pop even for full price, I'd say. But I mean, for $4, probably the one of the more better pops I've ever gotten. But yeah, so you can see he's got the really cool translucent goggles, and then his cool razor wings, and his cool talons even right there, and just a lot of detail. And his head's kind of tilted down, give it more menacing, and his little gauntlet things. So I kind of just put him on this one, since he was kind of the only pop on the shelf with those few Lego things. So yeah, so I got Thanos and Vulture right there. So that was the first thing. And then while I was there, I also got another Lego mystery pack. You guys know last time I showed that I got my most wanted one, the little Lego costume girl. And this is one of my other most wanted ones that I kind of felt for, which you can see back there. It is the clown. The main reason is for those balloon animals. You can see he's holding a green and a pink one. They're just really cool Lego pieces. Plus that top hat's pretty darn cool. He also has a little leg cape, kind of like the Lego Batman movie Joker back there. But yeah, so really like that minifigure. He also has a little bow tie. And I also actually just like switched around all my minifigures, cause as you can see, I'm now using all 3 base plates, and I connected these risers, both those, to the base plates, and all of those like kind of display things to this one. The only thing that's pretty much the same as my Star Wars guys, but just to make some more room. Marvel guys are a lot more spread out, since those are like my favorite minifigures, plus a lot more custom ones are right here, since I can't really fit any more on there or anything. My Ninjago guys are all split up. But yeah, so anyway, the next thing I got was an actual Lego set a while ago. For the Lego Ninjago movie, I just figured it was also on sale, and it's usually like $20, or something like that. I think I got it for like $12, so for that price, I thought it was really good. You guys know I have like almost every, not including like the newer seasons and stuff now, but almost every like Green Ninja kind of figure, starting out with that Lloyd, all the way up to this one. This is the one, of course, he's not in his actual like uniform costume thing, but I really like that soda can piece right there and his new hair piece and everything. But that's actually a pretty nice little minifigure. It also came with Neo. The only other one I have is Samurai X. That one's really cool. It came with another smartphone piece. The only other one I have is this Bad Cop back there. But yeah, really cool hair piece also, and really cool looking skin, nice printing and stuff. And then, of course, it came with a little cop right there. Not too cool of a cop, but I mean, another one of those helmets like Bad Cop. I only have 2 of those. And then this guy, he actually came with a Mjolnir piece, which I only have 1 of. Well, now 2, and a fish, which I only have like a couple silver ones. But that's like a baby blue kind of one, so a cool little guy right there. And last but not least, a little salesman right back there with one of those new hats, because there's the old ones like Sensei right there, but those are the new ones back there. So yeah, it's a nice little thing of minifigures, and back here is the actual set. You guys know I put these back down here, but this one I put behind here. So yeah, so it came with this weird little 3-wheeler kind of police car type thing with a little prisoner's seat back in the back, so really kind of weird, but really cool, and it even has a little thing for handcuffs, and the roof comes off easily and everything. But then the next thing is this little shop, which honestly, like, it's one of my favorite builds for how small it is. Like, it just, oh, I'm kind of zoomed in, but it just really, really captures, like, the kind of Chinese look right there. You can see the little lanterns hanging, and it actually came with pretty darn tall little, like, street posts with cool little signs on there, and the little lanterns and road pieces, which they're not actually connected, I just put them so they're on both sides. A little thing of apples, which I only have 1 red apple. It actually came with, I believe 2 or 3 green apples, so that's pretty darn nice. That's not connected either. But then, yeah, you can see the little main stand right there, and then a little tilt. I really love how those are like tilted and angled, those 2 little buckets. And you got some more fish right there, and then cherries, which I actually didn't have any cherry pieces, and it actually came with 3. I only have 2 in there, because then the third one kind of tumble out. But yeah, so that is that. I really, really like that set, and that's for my kind of more older stuff that I got. But while we're over here, I made another little Fortnite thing. You guys know that that's my Lego Boogie Bomb. But this I just made out of air dry clay and then used Sharpie. You can't really, there you go, you can see the details better now. But of course it is Drift's mask. I can't remember what they're called right now. Oh yeah, Japanese kitsune mask. But yeah, so just made his mask right there. It looks pretty darn good. I engraved out his eyes and kind of made it smaller around his jaw and everything. But yeah, so I just did that because he's not my favorite skin, but I mean he's one of my more favorite skins, I'd say, that I have. But we'll talk more about that on the next upcoming Fortnite video. So yeah, so that is all of that to show you guys. But now we'll get on to my updated movie collection. And yeah, so then just some last few things is I also moved like my BB-8 and all my small little ships up to there and everything, and that thing next to my other small little set, yeah, and that's right there and everything. So yeah, so now on to my updated movie collection, which as you can see, it is pretty darn big because now it goes all the way over to there. I even had to move one of my wood projects right there, a little table and sliding door thing out into the playroom. So yeah, so we'll get those out real quick, and yeah. Alright guys, so the first 2, I actually, when I went to Target, I actually bought all 4 of these, but I'm just doing 2 at a time, at least for now. So yeah, so these are the first 2 that I got in one trip, so I definitely hit bigger. Usually I only get like 1 or 2 when I go to Target, but this time I actually got 4. So yeah, so first off, Wind River. You guys know, I believe on the last day vlog I showed you guys that I hung up the poster, and I really, really like this movie. And it's based in under, of course, the state right under mine, in the Wind River Reservation. And you guys know I love this movie. I actually watched it twice, 2 days in a row, once by myself and then once with my mom and dad. So yeah, so you guys know I love that. Finally got it. It wasn't on sale or anything. I just decided to finally get it. So the slipcover is pretty darn nice. And inside, nothing too much. Just a regular Blu-ray there. But yeah, it was still only like, I think, $12 or $15, so I think that's pretty darn good for Blu-ray and digital HD. It'll be a very good movie. Next thing, you guys know, I was pretty hyped for this movie, and I did a review on it back when it first came into theaters. Ready Player One finally came out. I thought it was coming out the week after. I actually went to Target to get Isle of Dogs, which I'll talk more about that in a second. But it turns out this actually didn't come out the week after. This came out at the same time, so I just got both of them right then and there. And I almost just got the regular Blu-ray, although I wanted the kind of lenticular case, because I didn't see it at their Target exclusive, and I didn't see it at my Target. But it turns out all like the special Target exclusives or whatever, they're now located, they're like always located at this like front stand, like in front of the aisle, so I was just about to check out, but then I told my mom like I'm gonna go get that one instead. So yeah, so I did get it there, and you can see it's actually like a separate thing right there. But I don't know how well you guys can see this, but it is lenticular. It changes from like Parzival to Wade, and so yeah, so I'm just gonna try to kind of randomly move that, but you can see that. And then also when it goes to Parzival, you can see like the Iron Giant and all the different characters in the background, so that's really, really cool. But also just a really cool slipcover, and it's Blu-ray, DVD, and digital HD. Spine is pretty darn cool also, and same with the back. So yeah, and then the middle, without the case kind of bugs me, because it's like, he's like over to the side, it's not like centered or whatever. But pretty darn heavy case. It actually comes with 3 discs. So this one, of course, with the crystal key. It's colored like that and it has a crystal key right there. This is basically just the movie on DVD. The next one right on top of that is the black one, which just has a little Easter egg thing on there for bonus disc. And then the last one, the main one, the Blu-ray disc with the copper key. Kind of bugs me because there's 3 discs and they put the copper key and the crystal key, but they didn't make like a green disc with the jade key. They just put the Easter egg on it. So I don't know why they did that. But yeah, but overall, really, really darn good. Pretty darn good. So pretty happy that I got those, and I will go get the next ones right now. Alright guys, so for the next 2, of course I said I was going to talk about Isle of Dogs more in just a second. So yeah, so I did actually pick it up just on regular DVD. So you guys know, I think I talked about it earlier, but I really wanted to go see this in theaters because it was like my most anticipated for Wes Anderson film. But this is also my only second one that I own by him. The only other one I own is Grand Budapest Hotel, but I've almost seen all of his films. Just except for a couple. Yeah, so, but I was really excited for this. It, of course, ended up not coming to my city's theater like a lot of ones. Like, I was telling you guys, like, as soon as the movie on the trailer, says, like, to select theaters or, like, whatever, I'm just like, well, not coming to our theater. So, yeah, but it was weird with this one especially, because they actually, like, when I went to see other movies, they played the trailer for this, and usually movies that go to our theater, they just don't play the trailer. But for some reason they did and didn't have the movie in there. So yeah, so I really like the front, of course, just all the dogs. It's also like one of my only stop motion movies, because you could say like, what about the Lego movie? But that's like, it's just made to look like it's stop motion. It's not actually, it's all computer. But yeah, this one's actually stop motion, but I really, really like this one. It's probably honestly my favorite Wes Anderson movie. So really happy I got it. Soundtrack's pretty darn good, and the stop motion is really amazing, because like the fur, how it's like always blowing and stuff, like I can't even imagine doing that. Like my stop motion, like The Adventures of Brent and Batman, that was like 12 hours a day and stuff, and the movies like this, like they can work they work way more than 12 hours a day, like at least like 16 hours a day, and they'll get 5 minutes of, actually not even, I don't even know 5 minutes, like 3 minutes of footage a day. So yeah, so really cool front thing, really funny. I like how the dogs are like sneezing all the time, but yeah, really funny movie, and also it's like a zeitgeist for right now and stuff and everything with the immigration and stuff. So yeah, so that was the back, and then the middle right, or inside, pretty basic disc, but I've never seen this happen before. I actually see a picture right there. I don't know how well I'm gonna be able to show you guys this, but I've never seen this before. But if you look in there, there's actually like a picture, and it says pray for Tari and Spots, I believe, his dog that I was trying to find. So yeah, so I've never seen that happen before. But then this one I was going to go see in theaters, but we ended up not. I really wanted to see this. But yeah, because it was a really high rated horror movie, and honestly, this has gained my, some of my top favorite horror movies, along with like movies like Get Out, Get Out, and like The Shining and The Silence of the Lambs, and It Follows and all that stuff. So yeah, so this is definitely up there. Of course, Emily Blunt and John Krasinski. John Krasinski, this was actually like his first movie that he's actually directed. I know there's a lot of memes about it, since he was part of, he's mainly known for The Office, which I'll talk more about in a little bit. Yeah, so that's that. But this was honestly really, really good. It was really intense, and that scene towards the end where they just like let loose, and then he's like, they set off the fireworks to get the attention of just all the monsters and everything, and the idea of it and everything. And you can see like some scenes in The Office throughout it, where John Krasinski might have actually got the idea for this. There's just some scenes I was just like, yeah, so, but that scene where the fireworks are going off and then he's just running and shooting the shotgun and everything, like, that was kind of chilling, and it was just really, really good. In the end, of course, was pretty darn sad, but really good, creative movie, and also how it ends. I don't know if they're going to make a sequel. Honestly, I kind of hope they don't, because a lot of movies are better just with one, and they kind of ruin it with the sequel a lot of times. But yeah, so pretty cool front, back right there, spine, and pretty darn basic inside right there. Yeah, so that's it for those 4 movies from that trip, and I'll be right back with some more. Alright guys, so these last 2 are pretty darn huge, because these are actually my top 2 most anticipated movies of 2018, and one of them is my most anticipated movie of all time, and my favorite MCU movie. So we'll start off with that one, because it actually came out first, because in theaters, I went to go see this one, and then the next one came out a week after, so it's the same way with physical media releases. So first one, Avengers Infinity War. Yes, I still can't believe that I own this. As you guys know, I was like, before it came in theaters, like, I was constantly talking about this. It's my most anticipated movie of all time. It's my favorite MCU movie. But yeah, so I own it. I got it on Blu-ray plus digital HD. So yeah, so front, one of my favorite movie posters of all time, just the colors and everything. Of course, Marvel does it with like every movie now. So it's starting to kind of get old. I think this one's kind of a last good one for them, I think. Yeah, so that right there, really cool. It's really cool with how they do like the glow. I can't remember what it's called, but you see the glow right there. This one's actually kind of like just lines going out, kind of like a cool like burst effect. And if you guys remember, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is kind of like kaleidoscope looking. So I don't really know how they do that, but it's really cool. The only embossed things is like where it goes up right there to say Blu-ray, and digital HD, and then right there the title itself, and down here as well. Yeah, so really cool right there. And then the back right there is also pretty darn cool. Tons of special features, since this is probably arguably the biggest movie ever made. And it actually ended up being one of the highest rated movies of all time. I believe it's still holding top 30, which is pretty darn crazy. Yeah, so inside, pretty darn basic, just regular Blu-ray disc. And then all of that, so very, very happy that I finally own that. Again, cannot wait to see Avengers Infinity War Part 2. I know it's not going to be called that, but still haven't released the title, even though I'm pretty sure everybody that wanted to see Infinity War has seen it by now. Because they said, like, oh, it's going to be spoilers, and I was just like, okay, it's in theaters, it makes sense for now, but now I don't see why they can't. So the next one up is, of course, Deadpool 2. These are the first 2 movies, and so far I believe the only movies I have done a whole separate video just for the movie review. So I actually watched this with my mom and dad. You guys know I went and saw this with my mom in theaters. The one with my dad, or the first one I went and saw with my dad, big brother, and little brother. So I went and saw this one with my mom. And then when I got it, I actually watched it with my mom and dad. And then Bridget wanted to watch it the next day, so I put it on for him. And then about a week later, just a couple days ago, Bailey wanted to see it, so I put it on for him. So pretty much everyone has seen it now. So I was just gonna get the DVD, but I thought that the Super Duper, or the Super Duper effing cut, or whatever it's called, there's not enough marks there to spell out effing. But I thought it was only going to be like the 4K or some special crazy expensive one, but this is just the Blu-ray and digital HD, and it includes that one, which I was just thinking it was going to be like, oh, it's just going to be 2 extra minutes or so, but no, it is a solid 15 extra minutes. It has a few more when he's trying to, like, with that montage where he's trying to commit suicide in different ways. There's like 3 more things on there, and there's like another after credit scene, of course, baby Hitler and everything. And a lot more extended scenes from scenes that I really wanted to be extended. Plus a really important scene. You guys know I had a flaw with that scene where, like, they're talking, and Weasel, all of a sudden, the next scene, he's just being interrogated by Cable in a room. They actually, like, there's a scene where Weasel's actually like, I'm gonna go to him, and then later he's there. So I was just like, okay, that scene was needed. So definitely really happy that I have that. The cover is definitely better than the first one, because the first one was just a super close-up of Deadpool's face. But yeah, so I also want to get the first one on Blu-ray, still just have it on DVD. But yeah, so I got the second one on Blu-ray. You can see right there it says Deadpool 2, and then Super Duper Effing Cut, or whatever it's called. And then you got Domino, Deadpool, and Cable. It includes two versions, theatrical and unrated cut, and then the back's a lot more cool than I thought it was going to be. It's right there with some of the main characters. Slipcover is really tight on this one. But yeah, so same thing right there except for the back. Not as exciting with the slipcover. And then right here, you have the Deadpool 2 Blu-ray, and this is just theatrical cut because it says hashtag going strong since 06. And then it has a little Deadpool emoji kind of looking thing. And right here you got this one, which is just clear or gray, and it has a unicorn emoji or whatever. And it says Deadpool 2 hashtag longer is better because that's the extended cut. So yeah, so really happy I got the extended cut. It makes the movie that much better. And also, I mean, it was the same price as a regular Blu-ray for 15 extra minutes. So yeah, so that is it for my whole entire movie collection update. Very big one there, and now on to the next thing. Alright guys, so I figured I might as well just go on to my updated movie poster collection, or not collection, just update movie poster wall. So we just have 6 here. So yeah, so first off, Gran Torino. It's like one of my favorite my dad's favorite Clint Eastwood films. So I saw that I can't remember if it was Netflix or Amazon Prime, but it was on there. So a while ago I actually watched that. Pretty sad, but also a very good movie. I think some parts were kind of weird, but he also featured his son in there, Scott Eastwood. And he was kind of bullying him around or whatever. So that was kind of funny. But yeah, so really good movie. It should still be free on Amazon Prime or Netflix. I can't remember. But if you have both, like me, then just check on both of them, and I would definitely recommend that one. I'll say that one for last. Isle of Dogs, I already talked about it, but there's a poster for it. I remember when that thing was first coming in the theaters, and I was just like, that looks like a dumb, weird movie. And it came on Netflix in kind of the last unit in last year's school year, movies and genre. He was showing, I can't remember what the genre was called, but I think it was fantastical realism or something like that, or it's not a full-on like fantasy, but it's kind of mixes with realism. And there's actually 2 that he recommended, which is Her and another one, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. So yeah, so Her, it has Joaquin Phoenix. Of course, you guys know he played Johnny Cash on Walk the Line, which I loved, and he's now officially signed on for the Joker film, so I don't know about that. I was hoping William Dafoe, but yeah, so that right there, definitely a very weird movie. I watched most of it with my mom, and some of it with my dad, which was very awkward, especially like the scene where he like calls a hooker or whatever, and they're just like doing it over the phone. It was so weird. But yeah, but when you think about it, it is a pretty darn good movie and kind of terrifying movie. It's almost like Ex Machina, just not as violent or whatever. But yeah, so next up is, of course, A Quiet Place, main poster for it. I already talked about it. And then Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. You guys know, me and my dad are not a big fans at all about Jim Carrey, Will Ferrell, all those people that are always over the top and stuff. But sometimes they have their things where they're not too crazy and they're kind of based. But this was honestly my favorite performance by Jim Carrey. Because my favorite performance until then was The Truman Show, but he still had a few outbursts of Jim Carrey, in there. But it was still okay. But this one, he's just he's pretty much just a regular human, but it's still like an enjoyable character. But he's not just crazy or whatever. If anything, Kate Winslet was more crazy than him in this one. But yeah, so pretty darn good movie. It just gets kind of weird where it's like bouncing back because it's like about a couple kind of erasing each other's memory over and over again. So at sometimes you're just like, okay, where are we now? But yeah, so if you just pay attention to it, it's pretty darn good. But it also has other people in it, like Kirsten Dunst, Mark Ruffalo, Elijah Wood, people like that. But yeah, so last off is The Office right there. I just hung up that poster. You guys know this show. I remember back before Hastings closed a long time ago, I saw all these pins and stuff with Dwight on them and stuff. I didn't know all that stuff. Memes weren't really a thing back then, and I was just like, that show looks so dumb and everything. But my film teacher's always talking about it. He's rewatching it for the 3rd time or something like that. I saw this been on Netflix. They took it off, brought it back, and it's been on Netflix for the longest time. So if you haven't watched it, I would definitely binge watch it on Netflix. Each episode's only like 22 minutes, because of course without ads it's not half an hour. There's just a few episodes here and there that are like 44 minutes for like the more special ones. Yeah, so I pretty much binge watched it. The first season only has like 6 episodes. The rest of them have like 20 to 28 or so. And there's 9 seasons. At first I was thinking I was only going to watch season 1 through 6, because then at the end of 6, or actually it was either at the end of season 6 or season 7, Michael leaves and he's like the main character and everything. And I heard like from some people that's unwatchable after he leaves or anything. And yeah, I decided to watch them anyway, because just how much I love that show now. But I just decided to watch those anyway. And I'm happy I did, because then if I just ended up watching the last episode, I would have no idea about half the things that are going on. And yeah, I'm definitely happy. I was honestly happy with James Spader's performance and stuff. Yeah, he wasn't near as good as Michael Scott. But I don't feel like they were trying to replace Michael Scott with him, because he was even the CEO, and Andy was the manager at that time, regional manager. But yeah, so overall, I really like that. That just shows you how long it's been since I made a day vlog. I actually started watching that, I believe like mid to early July. And I just finished it just a couple days ago in early September. So yeah, so I've been watching it quite a bit. I watched a lot of it with my mom because she actually liked it. But honestly, you guys can just see how much I liked it, because you saw in the intro, I taught myself it on keyboard kind of. The chorus parts are really good, I'd say, but the intro, or like the parts that link it all together, I would say are pretty bad. Yeah, so I also have a drawing. So yeah, so overall, if you guys have not seen that show, I would definitely recommend watching it. I was kind of scared they were gonna do that thing where you're watching it and then they just like take it off Netflix at the last second. But they didn't. I was honestly pretty darn sad when I watched the last episode, and just when Michael comes back at the end and everything. And there was some scenes in there, like with Jim and Pam's relationship and everything. Like, it was like hilarious pretty much all the time, but it worked. And like the mockumentary kind of genre I really love most of the time, and they did it really, really well, of course. And yeah, so it just like is making you laugh all the time, and when it's not, it even gets you like tear up and stuff. So yeah, so I actually made a drawing. This one actually took me quite a darn while. This is, as you guys know, I don't usually like drawing like humans or whatever, but this one is the most humans I have ever drawn on a single sheet of paper. So yeah, so I actually started drawing this when I was like on season 6 or something like that. But that's season 6, if you guys don't know. That's where pretty much all the memes go. You guys know the one where Michael Scott's yelling no over and over again. That's in that season. The hardcore parkour, actually I guess that was the first episode of season 7. Yeah, the mask, the little safety training, like where they're the CPR dummy, and Dwight makes the mask out of it, referencing the Silence of the Lambs. That was in that season. All that stuff. So yeah, so I actually drew pretty much all the main cast. Of course, I didn't draw like everyone, but pretty much everyone, every one of like the main cast. I drew 17 people in all. That's pretty crazy, and a whole bunch of things representing some things from the show. So right there, I got the main little logo right there at the office. And then over here, I got the main logo for the company, Dunder Mifflin Corporate Paper Company. And then over here on top of these, I got the first 4 people. Of course, I got Daryl, and then Aaron, and then Meredith and Creed. Which if you guys, or actually you guys don't know this, but actually when I posted this picture, I tagged pretty much everyone on this paper that had an Instagram. There's a few that didn't, but the person that plays Meredith, like I've had quite a few famous people like a lot of my posts, but now I have my latest one. Her name in real life is Kate Flannery, and she actually liked my post. I haven't got anyone else to like this yet, but yeah, so shout out to Kate, Kate Flannery for like my pictures. That's really awesome that I actually got a cast from it, The Office, to actually like my posts, which is really, really cool. That would have been really cool if I got like John Krasinski or Ryan Wilson or whatever. But yeah, so then starting over here, I got Phyllis Vance, of course, from Married to Bob Vance, Vance Refrigeration. That's pretty much how he always introduces himself, since they're always making the documentary. He's always got to get those free shout-outs. So, of course, I had to sneak in the free shout-outs to my drawing, which you can see that, Vance Refrigeration. Of course, it's kind of cut off, but yeah, she's kind of coming out of the door there. And yeah, that's a little logo right there. Right next to him, you got Ryan right there. And then Andy in his nice fancy sweater and everything. And then right next to him, you got Pam, in her, because of course for the last half of the series, when she wasn't a receptionist anymore, she started dressing differently. But she's known for being the receptionist mainly. So I drew her in a receptionist clothing, because her main line is Dunder Mifflin, this is Pam. Yeah. And then Jim right there, I drew it in my own cartoony style, so this one I actually didn't do any shading like I usually do, and I also did kind of bigger body parts, his chest, and kind of for the bigger ego characters, a bigger head like Michael and everything. So Jim right there, and kind of just his loose clothing and everything. And then of course Michael right there in the center, standing there all proud of his team. And then right next to him, his right-hand man, of course, Dwight Schrute, in his pretty much almost every episode clothing right there. His stern face, that's definitely the most recognizable one on this drawing, of course. Then right there you got Stanley, and then behind this filing cabinet here, you got Toby in the background, because he's pretty much always in the background, getting bullied by the other office people right there, and you can see he's all sad looking. And then Kevin right there, being pretty darn big, pretty recognizable also. And then Kelly being all tiny right there, right next to the other tiny one. I can't even remember her name right now. Angela. Kelly right next to Angela. And then last but not least, Oscar kind of just poking out of right there. So that's all the characters. And then things that represent some things is, of course, the filing cabinets, kind of just there to, so I didn't have to draw their full bodies, but also, there was some funny things with the filing cabinet, like when a few of them just, started ripping, files out of it and throwing them everywhere. But on there I have the, of course, very famous Froggy 101 radio station, exclusive to Scranton, Pennsylvania, magnet on there, because that is one of the main things from the show. And then I put this billboard right here, which has everything else. I actually have a Cornell University flag, of course, representing Andy's obsession with Cornell, and his little a cappella group and everything. The tie right there, from Jim and Pam's wedding, when Pam ripped her veil, so he cut his tie in half. One of the little Office Olympics medals, made out of paper clips and a yogurt lid. And then one of Stanley's right there, one of his little crossword puzzles that he's always doing. And then a beat from Schrute Family Farms. And then, of course, the ever famous, he put my stuff in Jello, or Jim put my stuff in Jello again, stapler in Jello, that pretty much everyone knows. And then right here, disturbingly nailed to the wall, is Dwight's dummy mask right there. And then on top, you got Michael's World's Best Boss from Spencer Gifts, and then a Dundie Award, from multiple Dundie things, award ceremonies. And then the little mallard duck statue that Dwight put in the a secret voice recorder in there to monitor Jim, and when he had his own office, when he was the second regional manager person. Again, that is pretty much everything for The Office. So I think I've talked almost enough on it. But also when Will Ferrell came in, when I saw that he was coming in and everything, and I saw that Jim Carrey makes an appearance, I was kind of scared, which Jim Carrey had this kind of cringy voice when he was in it, but he literally, there's this one episode where they're interviewing later on for new regional managers, and they just had, Ray Romano on that episode was the biggest of all the people that they were interviewing, and Jim Carrey was on there for literally a minute, but he had this kind of cringy voice, so I'm happy he wasn't on there longer than he was. But Ray Romano, I haven't really not liked him. He was pretty darn good on that episode, luckily, because he was the main person on that episode. Will Ferrell, honestly, that was probably my favorite performance by him. I was scared because he actually becomes regional manager for I think 3 or 4 episodes. Right after and him and Steve Carell together. I thought, I was just oof. But he was actually pretty darn calm. Like, there was not one Will Ferrell breakout moment there. So that was actually kind of nice. So yeah, so that is it for The Office. Definitely make sure you watch it before Netflix finally takes it off once and for all. I don't know when or if they are going to, but at some point I think they might. Hopefully not, because I would like to rewatch it. But it was just really fast to watch though, because I mean, like, I didn't think it was gonna be as rewatchable or like as just watchable as it was. But I mean, like, there was pretty much not a single second I was bored. So yeah, but the other drawing, I said on the last episode, I was talking about Trench when it first came out. Of course, there's now currently 3 songs that they've released. But I said that I was going to do a drawing, because of course I do drawings for like all their albums and everything. So I did do a Trench one a while ago. Right here, you can see it's got all their new black and yellow and all their stuff representing Trench. So I got 21 Pilots right there, and then their new logo, kind of the yellowish green, double line kitchen sink right there. And then right there you got the little rebellions from the Trench, from Dima. All of them, and there's actually 9 of them. I know they're not Nico and the Niners, that's like the bad guys in Dima, but there's 9 of them, so that's just kind of representing Nico and the Niners, I guess. But that's just a little cliff right there, and then just a few of them. And yes, I did mean to like scribble them like that, just to kind of match the schizophrenic thing or whatever, of the 21 Pilots. My little signature right there. And then right there, of course, I have the main bishop of Dima riding his horse right there, and then some flower petals falling down, yellow flower petals, of course. And right there, I got the ripped up duct tape with the main Trench logo right there, kind of just some dirty yellow duct tape. Then I got the vulture right there, pretty darn good. I don't really like how I traced the head like that. That's kind of weird. But I didn't want to trace him with my stylus that time. But other than the traced head, I think it looks pretty darn good. But yeah, and then I actually drew the map of Dima. Kind of regretted it once I started, because you can see how symmetrical that has to be, and that was honestly quite annoying to draw. All those little rectangles on the outside, I actually had to redraw like 2 times, and then pretty much everything about that I had to redraw like 2 or 3 times. But yeah, I finally did that. The map of Dima, and I put Dima right there, and then FPE for a few proud emotional, and then a little compass right there, which I actually put sideways, so east is up. Like on Nico and the Niners. But yeah, so that was my new drawing. Of course, I also cut it kind of cool with the feathers actually sticking off a little bit right there. So that's the newest 21 Pilots drawing for me. So yeah, so those are my 2 newest drawings right there. So the last few things I had to do, most of the things for this day vlog were in the intro actually, but I had to show this. So I actually, you guys know I've showed CDs and stuff, but I never have gotten CDs. My family's gotten a few, but not for like ever now. But I finally bought one, and I actually pre-ordered one. If you guys know, of course, I actually pre-ordered Trench. I thought that was gonna be my first album that I ever did get, which technically it is, because I pre-ordered it before I bought this one. But yeah, so that is actually coming. Of course, you had to pre-order it on the 21 Pilots shop. So I've never bought anything off there. All my 21 Pilots shirts and stuff I got, like Spencer's, whatever. So yeah, so I actually pre-ordered it, because if you pre-ordered it by like August 31st, I think, you're actually gonna get a little Trench patch, which it's kind of cool. I mean, it's free. And for the album, and like for the album shipping, I think it was like $16, so pretty darn decent, I'd say. But I'm just gonna put the Trench patch like right on my little corkboard strip right there, or something. Yeah, so the full album actually comes out on physical media on October 5th, which, now that I think about it, it's actually pretty darn soon. It's less than a month away now. And they've only released 3 out of 14 songs so far. I don't know if they're gonna release all the songs by the time it comes out on physical media, because they've only been releasing like one every 2 weeks or so. Actually, they've released the first 2, and then they waited about 2 weeks till they released the 3rd one. So unless if they start doing them in like 2-round bursts, then I don't really know if they're going to release them all by the time it comes out. But yeah, so a really, really cool cover. Of course, I'm really excited to get that. But of course, since it's not Amazon Prime, it's not free 2-day shipping, gets here on the day comes out. Probably going to get it a little bit after that, but probably on the next day vlog, I will have it. But the first one that I did get is by another one of my favorite bands, Foster the People. No, it is not Torches, but this album is probably tied with Torches as my favorite album, or I guess albums or whatever, by Foster the People. But the reason I got this is because I went to Target to get a few things with my dad, and I actually looked in this bucket, and it was a whole bunch of things that they couldn't sell, so they were putting on sale. And I found this for literally, like, I think it was $2.64 or something like that. And albums are usually like $11 or so. So, I mean, for $2, this was amazing. Of course, it's Sacred Hearts Club right there. I believe I only have, like, one of these songs that aren't on my Foster the People playlist. I might actually have all of these on the playlist. But yeah, I actually really like all these songs. So, I don't really know, because I pretty much like all these songs. There's about 4 or 5 songs that I like on Torches, which are of course like Pumped Up Kicks and Don't Stop and Houdini and Helena Beat and whatnot. But this one I pretty much like all of them, but I would say they're still about tied. So front cover, not too exciting, but yeah, gosh, the glare on CD cases is amazing. But yeah, so it's more just me there, but yeah, so Sacred Hearts Club right there, and then the 4 members right there. And then the spine right there, it just says Foster People Sacred Hearts Club. And then the back, you got all of the songs and everything. And then, go set the camera down. But yeah, so then opening it up there, just opens up as easy as a regular CD. That's how it looks on the inside, right there. So then, as always, this little pamphlet thing comes out. So that's actually the cover right there too. But this thing basically just talks about, or I mean, it doesn't really talk about all the songs, it just says who it's produced by and everything, and it has its own little cover. So yeah, so like this is for Pay the Man and Doing It for the Money right there. And then sit next to me in SHC right there. Sit next to me, if you don't know Foster the People, you either know them for Pumped Up Kicks. Actually, if you don't know them, you at least know Pumped Up Kicks or Sit Next to Me, because Pumped Up Kicks back in 2012, it was like the biggest song on the radio. It was coming on over and over again. And as of right now, Sit Next to Me, it's kind of like Stressed Out was for 21 Pilots, and Heathens and Ride, and Feel It Still for Portugal the Man. Even though those are not near their best songs, they're just the ones that the average person likes more. But yeah, and then I Love My Friends and Orange Dream right there. And then right there you just got a picture of all of them for the middle of the book. And then Static Space Lover and Lotus Eater right there. And then Time to Get Closer and Loyal Like Sid and Nancy. And then Harden the Paint and 3 in Roman numerals, and that's about it. So yeah, so I'm just gonna slide that back into there real quick. Maybe it's just kind of hard to get them under the little plastic tab thingies. Alright, there we go. So yeah, so the disc comes out nice and easy. It just looks like that. I don't really know which direction you're supposed to put it in there. But yeah, so it kind of says Sacred Hearts Club right there, and Foster People. It's kind of weird. And then the inside, you got some inside box art right there, and it kind of says like Sacred over and over again or something right there. So pretty darn cool. But yeah, so I'm not gonna like start collecting these, but I mean, I will kind of check over there, and if I can find any albums that I want for this much, I mean, I'll collect those ones. I'm just not gonna collect them for like full price. But yeah, so because of course I don't have anything that like specifically plays CDs. I can actually play them on my TV and my DVD player. So whenever I do that, if I just want to listen to Soon, Trench, or Sacred Hearts Club, I can just do that. But also when we're on trips, we don't just have to listen to the radio, that we have to change the channel the station every 10 minutes when it goes out, because we go behind a mountain, and I live in Montana, so it's like every 10 minutes you have to switch to a new radio station, because you go behind a mountain and so yeah, so just have those, because yes, our Acadia still does have CD players. Or a CD player. So yeah, so that was pretty much it for this day vlog.